compete either.
It's all right. If it's the three of us, it's the three of us. We're live, and we're about to get into the first episode of Chucky that's on SYFY USA. It aired. When's the next episode air?
Wednesday? Tuesday?
Think so. I think you're right. No. I watched it Tuesday. I think they were on Monday.
Bro, I was making my way to Monday because I'm like, no.
Shit.
Sometime during the course of the week.
Either way,
it will air next week.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. So next week we'll obviously get episode 2. So they dropped this. I was waiting for it. You know, I'm a big fan of the Child's Play series. I'm a big fan of Chucky itself. I thought the last couple of movies, especially Cult Chucky, were done really well. I wasn't opposed to the reboot. I watched it. It's there. I was entertained. Was it the best? No, of course not by any means. But it also doesn't fit the Child's Play universe. It's completely separate. So if you take it like that and you watch it like that, going into that, you're like, all right, you know what? Hamill did a good job with the voice. It was funny. It was whatever, but okay. So now we're back into the actual Child's Play universe. Don Mancini's directing. Brad Dourif is once again voice acting Chucky. So, and I'm going to tell you, I have it on my notes. I'll be honest. I didn't recognize Devon Sawa. I did not, and you know what it is? It wasn't.
And he was played twice as a twin.
Yeah. So with the uncle, I saw it a little bit, but with the dad, because he had like the goatee or whatever, I didn't recognize. I was like, holy shit, that's Devon Sawa? Wow. That's the guy from Little Giants? That's Casper? Well, not Casper. Well, no, yeah. Yeah, he was Casper. Just in the human form. So anyway, yeah, so this dropped. First episode. I'm mixed. I am. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. Did I love it? No. Did I hate it? Of course not. There were elements of Chucky that I like. And then there was the human, you know what it is? And we'll probably get to that into the Halloween movie too, the spoilers. It's the side characters I didn't like. I wasn't crazy about any of them. I didn't care about any of them, Maybe the main kid, yeah. But other than that, like Lexi, the cousin, like I don't give a fuck about them. I don't know. Juwan, I'll start with you. Kitty, you didn't want me to start with you, so I'll save you for last. Juwan, what did you think about it? What did you like? What didn't you like about it?
What I did like about it was this is probably the first time in my history of watching Chucky where I'm rooting for Chucky, to where I'm just like, go murder as many people as possible.
I always did. You didn't always no?
Watching Child's Play, I'm like, set the fucking thing on fire.
I understand.
Why are we going through this whole movie? Just set it on fire.
All right. Fair.
And then the Jennifer Tilly one just became more comical, and really less scary and just more comical. So I never really got into those that much. And this looks to be a blend of both.
Yeah.
Which is a healthy blend. It's not a bad blend.
No.
But it also confused me because it felt like, and I know you talked me through this before, but it felt like Chucky was making this kid a killer. He wants to ultimately turn this kid. And it was a little weird in a few aspects. Like he's playing on this kid's worst thoughts. So clearly Chucky went and killed his dad right after they had the big blow up.
Yeah.
Chucky could have easily killed the dad when the dad touched him the last time, trying to get rid of him. But he did it in that moment because he was trying to do it in a way to where it was like, I did it for you.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm like you. I didn't hate it. But I found myself coming around the second watch to where it was just like, it's not bad. I'm really curious to see if this has the legs. Because Scream didn't work as a show. I've only heard good things about I Know What You Did Last Summer so far. So I'm like, Chucky is the property to do it. It really is the property to do it. And so far, it has me. Whether it keeps me, it's up to them. But it has me. I'm intrigued. I'm definitely.
No, it's the first episode. There's no way I'm going to quit after the first episode. I mean, to go just by the pilot in the first episode for any show, there were probably shows that I would never have watched, and they end up being great. So, but the one thing, and then you and I talked about this previously, the one thing with the Chucky lore, and I try to explain to you, but then I even questioned my own self afterwards. Was I told you that in the past his motive was to gain a new body. And if you remember from the original Child's Play movie, when that voodoo guy basically told him, you got to get out of that body, and you didn't even realize that that's what he was trying to do to Andy the whole time. In fact,
I swear I did.
all 3 films.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he's at that point where he can't anymore.
But that's
I
what
don't think he can. So I think you're right.
Now is making
he has to work through, because I don't think he can possess a soul anymore. I don't know. I think he's beyond that now.
If that is his goal, and again, it's only the first episode, so I'm doing a lot with just episode 1. But if that is his goal, it does not seem like it from this episode.
Yeah, no.
It seems more so like he's trying to play on this kid's worst natures. Because look, the kid's already into murder documentaries and all that stuff. He has a whole lot of rage inside of him. So he is literally the poster child of making a murderer. Because there's just too many things already there. Even he did cry when his dad died, but I felt like it was void of true emotion.
Yeah, there wasn't that many.
It was more so the shock of the moment of his dad dying, rather than the idea that his dad won't be around anymore going forward. Which,
by the way, how funny was that scene though? When he's telling him about how you killed him, he goes, "I thought you were talking about the cat." I thought we were talking about the. I love that. That was funny.
See,
that
you
was
laughed
funny.
at that. I laughed at the
electrocution.
No,
yeah, what was
being
that?
That
was weird.
Chucky in the back, and then it flashes. You see him closer,
moving
and
forward.
He jumps up right
and
next.
He's like this. No, but the electrocution itself too was pretty weird. That was a weird death.
That's a lot of throw up for a little doll.
Yeah,
that is. Which, by the way, a lot of people don't know this. When someone's being electrocuted, a lot of people don't know this, which is weird. But you're not supposed to touch the person.
No, you can't. You can't.
I saw a lot of people saying in their reviews of it, like, "You see your dad being electrocuted."
No,
like,
you can't touch him. No, you get electrocuted yourself.
Yeah, the current will run through.
You have to. I don't know why we're talking about this, but you have to get something, like a plank, or where are you going to find a plank? But you know what I'm saying? You got to get something and basically hit them and knock them off. You can't touch them yourself. You'll die.
Yep.
Yeah. It stiffens obviously the body, because that's why he was stuck in that position. But yeah. So and I even talked to you about the idea of possibly even. I feel like that there was a reason for that shot of the younger sister of Lexi looking in awe of Chucky the doll, because now it could have been just because it was given her older sister, who probably bullies her, probably looks down on her, talks down on her, probably making fun of her. So she's like, "Oh, I like this," and it could have been either. It might not have been all of the doll; it could have just been of the boy.
Or it could be a connection there. We could see that revisited where something happens, she sees it, and keeps her mouth shut.
Yeah.
I also took it as I'm not sure where this show is going as far as mass production of Chucky dolls, but maybe to get her own Chucky.
Okay.
To try to get her own little Chucky. Maybe that's where Jennifer Tilly comes in down the line. But yeah, they made sure to pan in on her for a reason. There's something there.
There's one other shot in particular. Now I'm going to ask you guys a question, because that's why I wanted to rewatch it. Does he ever use a knife in this series, in this episode?
No, he just pulls it out of his thingy.
He does have it on him?
Yes, he pulls out of the little overall.
Okay, so he's the one that took the butcher's knife.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because my other question was, and I just feel like the person was there intentionally. I don't know. I don't think Chucky came, and I think that's why he asked, where did you get this? And she's like, I don't know where this came from. It might have been my daughter's. I don't think that Chucky came from that house, and he was originally part of the yard sale. There's a very quick scene in the very beginning, before he picks up Chucky, before we see Chucky, when you first see him laying down, a woman passes in a red coat and a scarf, or like a handkerchief, over her head. So you only see the back of her head and the back of her, and she walked past the camera, and then you never see her again. I have a feeling that that was Jennifer Tilly. I feel like Chucky was dropped off. I mean, it could be somebody else, but I have a feeling he was dropped off on purpose in this town for a reason.
Mhm.
And there were people trying to connect the redheaded teacher to possibly even being one of the twins from Seed of Chucky, the girl, Glenda, whatever her name. I don't remember any part of that movie.
That's what I'm
Glenn
saying.
and Glenda.
Yeah, you know, obviously the boy had the British accent, so I know that much.
Mhm.
But so I don't know if they're going to pop up because there were some, no, I guess pun intended, there were some seeds of Seed of Chucky in this as well. But I don't know how much of a reference we're going to get of that film, and God help, I really hope we don't. The dinner scene was very awkward. I'm sure it was done on purpose, but the dinner scene between the interaction between the aunt and the uncle, you know, and I understand why it was meant to do that. You know, they're very high of themselves and, you know, and whatever. But the cousin seems to flip a couple of times in this episode where obviously at the dinner table, he's agitating him, he's egging the cousin on to basically either come out of the closet or whatever. But then in the school, when Lexi says she's going to do whatever to you know, to trick him or prank him, he's like, you know, ease up on him, like leave him alone or whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to think of the cousin anymore. Like, does he want to bully his cousin or does he want to help? So I don't know what to think of the cousin either.
I also was uncomfortable with that dinner because, again, I could be reading this wrong, but it felt as though they were making it seem like he was weird because of his sexual orientation.
Yeah.
Which to me was weird in 2021, that you're telling me someone's weird because of that in
Like,
possibly the most open time in the world.
Is he an outcast because he's gay?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, you have to split that. You have to say he is gay, but say he's just awkward.
Yeah.
Which is
fine. He does.
Don't group it.
He does build sculptures and stuff out of doll heads.
Well,
Right.
in the beginning, they said he had to take his medicine. There's something going on.
Something's on. Yeah, she's right. I'm glad you remembered that. Yeah, he's got to take his medicine for some reason. He had to take it before the cousin comes. So I'm wondering what it is.
Yeah.
I'm assuming maybe something connected to the mom.
Yeah.
Something that he just can't remember, and that's where a lot of the pushback from his dad comes from.
What did the mom die of? Does it say?
I don't remember. I just remember him saying or someone saying, no. He was telling Chucky that his dad was different before his mom passed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he just couldn't kind of, deal with it once she did. But the anger his dad had towards him really kind of feels like there's something missing there that he doesn't remember. And the dad is just constantly blaming him for. I don't know.
Right.
Could be wrong.
And that's probably something that we'll probably get later on. And then, of course, the other thing that you didn't pick up right away was when he's trying to sell that doll and he gets that phone call. Kitty, did you realize who that is?
Andy.
Yeah. So Alex Vincent's the one that's on the phone, and it's Andy. And I think the reason why he hangs up is he's on his way to the town.
Mm-hmm.
So this has to be picking up right after Cult.
Uh-huh.
And that's why it leads me to believe that that's how he was in that neighborhood or that town, is because Jennifer Tilly's character brought him there.
Yep.
And another one that's going to be reprising her role, whether in mentioning or actual in the series itself, is Kyle.
Or isn't Brad Dourif's daughter also going to be?
Fiona?
Fiona?
Is it Fiona? Fiona?
I think it's Fiona.
Fiona, right?
Dourif? I'm not sure. I love her.
Was that her name? That might be her real name, Fiona.
I don't remember. But
Either way, I didn't know. I didn't even think of her. No, I'm talking about Kyle, for the blonde from Karate. I said it again. I almost said Karate Kid 2 when I was talking to you before. Child's Play 2. Kyle. She's also going to be, because she was in the end credit scene for Cult. So I don't know if she's mentioned or there's going to be a flashback of her, but she's got IMDb credits in the series as well. So
yeah, it seems like a lot of them, like the whole universe has got credits in this show.
Yeah. If only they would still be in Chicago, but they fully retconned it to be in Hackensack, which I think is funny because and I was telling Joanne, the first Child's Play was set in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
But now he's the Hackensack killer or whatever. I forgot what was his original title in the newspaper clippings. Wasn't not the Chicago Strangler, but I thought there was something to reference that he was from Chicago, or the South Side Strangler or something like that.
I don't know.
I don't know. So yeah, again, we're only got the first episode. I kind of wish they would have dropped 1 or 2 so we could have gotten a better taste of it. But the second episode's only coming in a couple of days, so we got that. I'm not going to give up on it. I do like the character. I can only imagine. I'm hoping it'll get better, and we need more context. Hopefully we'll get more from Lexi, because I want to know what's up with that character. Maybe even the teacher, because I feel like there's something up with the teacher as well. They're also I feel like maybe they're setting it up for you to make you think something's coming from these characters. Like I said, the little girl in the gymnasium. But I am the most curious to know who that woman in the red coat is, and if we're gonna get that payoff at some point in the series. But we'll wait and see. So all right. So overall, wait a minute, Kitty. You never went. You tried ducking out. You're good. You're good.
Okay, so
Do it.
I have mixed feelings about it. I love Child's Play. I loved how it was like this little doll slasher. I loved the first Child's Play, and then I really liked when it took that comedic turn because I love Bride of Chucky.
I know. I was telling Juwan. I was like, Juwan, you can't touch Bride. I get it. I understand the turn it took, especially. But I mean, Child's Play 3 wasn't that good of a film.
Yeah.
So this was a welcome turn when this movie first came out. I saw this in the theaters. I laughed my ass off. I get it. I understand he is more comedic in this, but yeah. I thought it worked.
Yeah. And I think that's what I love the Jennifer Tilly thing. I love the Bride of Chucky movie. I thought it was great. When it went to seed, it was like, and then the cult came out and then it went back into a serious turn. So I liked how it was going and it was just such a well done movie.
What was the first one?
What do you mean?
The cult was the last one. What was the first one again?
Bride of Chucky, wasn't it?
No. The one that the straight to video ones. Cult of Chucky was the very last one that came out.
Yeah.
The other one.
It was Seed.
No, don't ever even say that.
It was Seed, and there was one right between it, right?
Yeah.
Curse of Chucky.
Curse of Chucky. There you go.
Okay.
And I like that one too.
No, I did too. I think both of them are. Cult was a little. I favor a little bit more.
Yeah.
But Curse of Chucky was good too.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you know what? I mean, again, if you're putting it against the last movie that came out, which is Seed of Chucky, it's anything is better.
Yeah. Yeah. So I liked it. So when the show came out, they said it was going to be a comedy. Damn, I laughed my ass off because it was everything was funny about it. I just couldn't stop laughing at it. But I'll tell you, the show, I liked how Chucky was a metaphor for, if you take him out of the show and you look at the show, he was a metaphor for what was going on in the show. You had all these bullying elements in the show, and then you had Chucky was the ultimate bully. So I like how he's the metaphor of what's kind of going on and what is going on in teens' worlds today. So I liked how they kind of put the parallels together with Chucky. And, the death scenes were kind of hilarious. I'm not going to laugh. That was kind of funny.
Yeah.
So I liked that. I liked how people, like that little girl was in awe of how, that girl was she was just such a shit just to everybody. And Chucky was just taking it back and just putting her in her place. And that's kind of what I liked about him being there. And I think that Chucky's his main goal in this now is he's lived all of these movies trying to find another body. And I think he's at a point where he can't. And now he's probably at the point where he really does want to be that good guy. Friends till the end. Find a friend till the end.
I don't know about that.
But that's what I'm saying. But his way is a little messed up.
Yeah. And that's kind of what took me out of it. And I get it, because and they really never said whether he can or can't. If he truly can't leave that body anymore and he's completely stuck there forever now, what is Chucky's motive then? Because in the very beginning, in the other movies, his motive was always befriend somebody because he wants their soul, he wants their body.
Yeah.
Well, my quick question is, did you guys see at the end of the episode when it shows you what to expect for this season?
Yeah, and that's what I think
I
I'm
didn't-
really gonna be
Okay.
into too. Is I want to see the Chucky backstory.
Yeah, I didn't.
That's where I got my conclusion from, because you see in one of the parts Chucky's kind
Is
of
that the Avengers theme song?
it was, yeah, sorry.
Is that your ringtone?
No, it's for my emails.
Oh, okay.
I can't figure out how to change it. It's
No, that's cool. I mean,
it's your thing.
it's the Avengers theme song.
But it seemed like in one of the clips he was easing him on how to use a knife. And I'm like, the way they set this kid up, there's something off about him. That's why I'm like, it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility if Chucky can't change bodies to where now he's just like, you know what? I'm really bored. I'm gonna make some serial killers, and he makes this kid into a serial killer. Because you don't have that exchange with the cop where she's now very suspicious of this kid.
Yeah.
If something doesn't play into him playing into her suspicions. And that's why I think at some point he might toy around with it. And then like you were saying, Kitty, he might grow a friendship with Chucky because he's now like a mentor and they have a friendship. But I do think they might go the deranged route with these two. Where they're like
That's
a
what I'm
murder.
saying. It's like
a murder.
it's like
friend.
a serial killer friend
Yeah.
to the end. You know what I mean? Like I think they're taking all of these movies like Curse of Chucky, Cult of Chucky. Now it's just Chucky. Like, you know, it's about I don't know. That's how I'm kind of taking it. And I'm loving the fact that we finally get the backstory of how does he learn voodoo? What happened to him as a kid? Like, I mean, we saw parts of it in 3. I get it, but that wasn't the best movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to see this. I'm interested in this part. And they kind of dumped it out there at the end. And I'm like, damn. Like you saved all of that till that part, and that's the part I'm really interested in. So I think that was why I'm holding on. I'm interested in the show. Was this episode great? Probably not. But I didn't hate it. I thought it was fun. You know.
No, and if they actually do that, if they dive into the childhood of Charles Lee Ray, then I will appreciate it. And I'll be like, all right, you know what? I can get into that because like I said, without the motive of trying to take somebody's body over, I don't know what else there is to do other than, like you said, train him or possibly just create a homicidal maniac. But the other thing is too, I think it's also important that if that is the case, he was brought to that town for a specific reason. So there might be some connection, not necessarily like how would they have known that he was going to be at that yard sale picking up the doll at that very moment. Probably not. So I'm not saying there's a connection with that kid specifically, but there's got to be something in that town.
Or it could be. I think I'm reaching here. I really do.
No, you might not be.
It's possible that maybe Jennifer Tilly, I hate to keep saying Jennifer Tilly, but her character, maybe she saw on the news.
Why can't I think of her name?
I can't either. That's why I'm like, it's just Jennifer Tilly. I can't think of the character's name.
Tiffany. Fuck.
Thank you. Okay, Tiffany.
Come on,
I was drawing a complete blank. That's why I didn't say it earlier. I'm like,
maybe Chucky did say to her, "What if we create a new legacy of killers so that we live on forever?" And they saw on the news in this town that they were going to be passing through of a boy who killed his mom, and he's like, "That kid. Let's try to get that kid." It's a small town.
Oh, so you're saying that he might have killed his mom?
That the boy? Yeah. I think maybe he did it and he doesn't remember it. So the pills are to keep him,
shit.
you know what I'm saying, to keep him mellow.
Okay.
So he doesn't have another episode. Again, I think I'm reaching, but
I didn't see this. I gotta see this. I gotta see this thing where they show you clips of the few, because the only thing I caught was like that little end scene where you finally see that the very beginning shot, you see something in like a mask or something, and it ends up being just the little young Charles Lee Ray, and he hops on his mother's lap. I didn't see anything beyond that, so I'm gonna watch that because I didn't see what's to come.
Yeah, I always love that because they give you a lot of really important things, and some things you're just like, I don't even know what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
So I always love that. Always love that. But again, like I said, I think I'm reaching. But if there is a connection to this town, maybe that is some of the, like you said, no pun intended, some of the seeds that were planted.
Well, there's a connection to Hackensack to Chucky, right? Isn't that where Chucky? Again, I don't know if her name is Fiona, but isn't that where he fell in love with Fiona's mom? And I'm trying to remember from Cult of Chucky. Isn't Hackensack and Chucky now synonymous? Like, isn't he from? Well, he was buried there. I don't know. Shit.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
I'm a horrible host. Tune in next week for another episode of Joe Doesn't Know Shit. Well, you know what? Also, too, they did change a couple of things for these newer movies. But all right. Look, again, it's a wait and see. Did I like the first episode? Yes. Did I love it? No. But again, it's the first episode. I'll know more. How many episodes are there? 8?
Is there 8? Because I would assume this has to be like a, what, 12?
No, I thought this was
No, I
unlimited.
think there's like 6 to 8. And he wants to create like a whole new movie franchise out of it after.
Oh, then that makes sense. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is just like, do people still like Chucky? And if the answer is yes, it's like, I got a movie for it.
Do I
Okay.
still like you? Oh, wait a minute. Whoa. We were way off.
Really?
17.
No,
thought so.
no.
I thought so, because I'm like, for a straight to TV.
I just read it.
Has
They
to
said
be
it was
more.
like said it was like 8 episodes.
That's what I thought. I thought it was only 8 episodes, but oh wait, now it's saying 10 on IMDb. There's only 10 episodes. I'm sorry.
Because I'm like, 8 is what you could get away with in a streaming service.
It's 10. It's
yeah,
10.
I'm like, it has to be at least 12 to 13.
17. I was like, I don't think any TV series does 17 anymore.
Nobody gonna watch 17 episodes of
CW
Chucky.
Yeah.
CW has 23 per season.
Look, if a TV series is good, give me 17 episodes. Who cares? But all right, 10 makes more sense.
Okay.
I thought it was 8, but all right. So we will at one point sometime next week we'll do our episode 2 spoiler. Hopefully episode 2 is better, and I'm assuming it will be. And that's pretty much it. All right, guys, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it, and your love for Chucky and Child's Play. And 30 more minutes. Give you guys time to do whatever. We're going to be doing our Halloween Kills spoiler review. So, guys, if you're watching this live, go on and catch that. If you're watching this taped, it's already up. What are you waiting for? Watch it. But, guys, I will see you in literally 20-something minutes. All right? I'll send you the link. And we'll have fun with this one. This one is probably going to be a little bit more detailed because it's a full feature film and there's a lot to talk about. Good and unfortunately bad. All right, guys. I'll see you soon.
All right. Bye, guys.